Hello, 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 and happy Wednesday. I am so grateful that you're here. Thank you for joining us again today. Yes, it is Wisdom Wednesday. It's a magnificent day. It's a splendid day. It's a joyous day. It's an exhilarating day. It's an extraordinary day. Did I say extraordinary? It's a spectacular day. I am so grateful for this day. Oh! Thank you for being here. So let's get to it. Hopefully, you saw Mindful Monday. And in Mindful Monday, we talked about what? We talked about you stepping into the fullness of you, knowing the fullness of you, understanding you, loving you, accepting you, embracing you, and then with that, celebrating that which you are. So today I want to unpack that a little bit longer because we have more time than we do on Mindful Mondays. And so today we're going to talk about learning, accepting, and embracing you because the reality is, the truth is, what's absolutely the real truth is for you to have the fullest experience of joy, of happiness, of fulfillment, of connectivity, of profound love, of waking up in the morning, almost no matter what the circumstances, that your heart is happy and that your face can find a smile. That's the type of life that awaits you. A life of whole self acceptance, a life of absolute happiness, and a life of perpetual joy. It does. It really, really does. These are not just words that I say, these are not just an idea or a concept. Everything that I share with you is from the wisdom of not only the experience of my today life, but the wisdom of the totality of my life. And then the reflection that has been mirrored back to me by all the people I have supported and having the life that I'm sharing with you right now, the life that you desire to have. So, how do you get there? In part, is what we're talking about today. Learning yourself, embracing yourself, accepting yourself. There is a hair in my face that I cannot see, but it is driving me bazonkers. So, you see me, I keep doing this, right? Okay, it's going to go away in a second, I'm sure. Okay, I think it's gone now. So, let's talk about learning you. I brought it, I brought it, I brought it, I brought it. I'm so excited. I didn't plan it, but I couldn't help myself. I'm like a mother with her new child. So I'm going to digress for a moment. Learn you more, love you more. It's the perfect love story, and it's all about you. Please download it, download it, download it. I think you can download it today. I'm almost sure you can download it today. Yes, download it. Learn you more, love you more. I've just created that beautiful ebook, and I'll tell you more why towards the end of our communication. But let's get right back to you. Well, it's all about you. Learn you more and love you more. It's all about you. It's for you. I actually had to use it this morning. Okay. I digressed again. I'm so excited to be with you. I have so much to say, and I feel like I have such a short time. I'm trying to get everything in. So, back to learning you, accepting you, embracing you. How do you really learn you when day to day you're just doing your life, right? In a step to the grandeur of you, we talk about excavating. And excavating means that what you are doing is learning how you have become who you are. So if you are a person that can't really have intimate relationships, how did you become that? If you're a person who's solely focused on external appearances, how did you become that person? If you're a person who's more focused with what others think of you than what you think of yourself, how did that happen? If you're a person who's solely focused or primarily focused on money, how did you become that person? If you're irritable and highly agitated all the time, how did you become that person? These are all learned ways of being. Equally, if you are someone who is kind-hearted and who shares their communication of wisdom, you share your gifts, whatever they are, with others. You are kind. How did you become that person? If you're a person that loves learning, how did you become that person? Every way of being that you are today is a learned behavior. And you get to unpack that learned behavior and understand how you have become that person. And once you learn how you've become that person through excavating, then you get to accept all aspects of yourself. And some of those aspects are going to be absolutely wonderful, others a little and some just downright unpleasant. When I did my full acceptance of me, there were some ways of being that were habituated that what I did not like, but I had to accept them. And once I accepted them, I got to do what I ask you to do, which is to figure out how those things benefited your life. How did you grow from that experience? Whatever that experience is that makes you feel not good, that you have to accept about yourself, there is something you learned. You can reframe that to benefit you. And once you accept, you get to embrace all of you. Absolutely all of you. So you release what no longer serves you and you embrace every aspect of who you are, who you've been, and who you are choosing to be. This is the beauty of learning your real truth. This is the pathway to whole self-acceptance. This is the secret sauce. This is the magic brick road that leads you to a life that makes you go, wow, this is my life. I feel this good. I said time and time again, it's almost like you really feel sometime, I really feel sometime like I want to pinch myself. And when you start learning yourself more, you're going to love yourself more. When you embrace all that you are, all that you've been, all that you want to be, when you accept everything about you, nothing left out, every place you've held shame, every place you've regretted, all the joy that you experienced, all the moments that gave you happiness, you get to accept all of those and embrace them as well. And this is what leads you to the fullness of you so that you can really celebrate you. And I mean really celebrate you. If you are choosing a life of whole self-acceptance, then you are choosing to embrace yourself fully. As we said in Mindful Monday, embrace the fullness of who you are. That's necessary. Embracing the fullness of who you are all the time. All the time. And let me tell you now what that looks like since I've given you what it is. There's a beautiful young lady that I was working with, And she absolutely wanted what she wanted, right? And what she wanted was to be married, to have children. And as she called it, she said, I want to live a lifestyle of dreams and caviar. That's what she called it, dreams and caviar. Okay. And she was dating a lovely man. And from what she shared with me, the guy was a good guy, a very good guy. That's why I call him a lovely man. And she didn't trust him, not because of anything he had done, but because she believed that no man could ever be faithful. So, in learning herself through the work that we do, she learned that the reason she couldn't trust him is because she never trusted herself, because of behaviors from her past that stem from how she grew up, that stem from what she saw in her environment. Now, on the surface, she couldn't get there. She didn't understand it. But when you take the time to learn yourself, to understand how you have become who you've become, magic happens. Whole self-acceptance happens. Real happiness and joy are your staples throughout your day. So, what happened after she learned that? She didn't want to accept that she didn't trust herself, and she didn't want to accept that she lied to herself. So I said, well, until you can accept it, then you're going to continue to have the experience that you're having with him mentally, because they're all on you, and you're pushing. And I was sharing with her, she's pushing him away by all of her accusations of his one day infidelity. So fast forward to she finally learned to accept herself. And it was so painful for her to look at all the times that she hadn't honored herself, and she hadn't trusted herself, and she had lied to herself and others. That's hard. I know how hard that is. I had to do it with myself, for myself. You will have to do it for yourself, with yourself too, when you want a life that offers you a life that is spectacular. So, fast forward. Right now, she is married to that man. They have a dynamic relationship. They live completely in their loving, and they have a tremendously truthful relationship. And when I say tremendously truthful, how I mean that is, eventually she was able to share with him what was holding her back from trusting him and why she was always accusing him, which opened up something that he learned about himself. And now part of the dynamic of how they communicate is learning themselves continuously and sharing what they learn about themselves with each other, which just makes their relationship even more dynamic. That's the power of learning your real truth. That's the power of accepting yourself. That's the power of loving you. That's the power. So, today, think about you. Think about one thing that you absolutely adore about you, and one thing that you would like to amend about you. And with both those things, take a deeper look and find out where that learned behavior came from. And once you've done that, decide in that moment, particularly for the thing that you want to amend, decide in that moment what you can do today. This is all a one-day assignment. And then, of course, I want you to do it tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. Because it's ongoing learning. It's ongoing acceptance. It's ongoing embracing yourself. And it's perpetually celebrating you. You. So once you've made the decision to do the assignment, choose the one thing that brings you joy, that makes you happy, the one thing that you want to amend, figure out, examine, excavate to the point of where you learned both those things, accept that fully about yourself, your way of being, and then what you want to amend, you're going to declare that you are releasing that way of being. It will no longer be a habit, and you're going to focus on changing that. So you're going to start seeing yourself in the way that you want to see yourself in that area. Okay? Okay. So that's what your love assignment is. That's what your learn assignment is. Oh, and then you have one more. I want you to download Learn You More, Love You More. Download it. So you can have it on your phone, you can have it on your tablet, you can have it on your computer. I like to have it handy because I use it. So that's what it is for you today, okay? I really want you to do this. Learn. I just put the words together, learn and love. Learn, love yourself more. And before I say bye to you, I want to share an experience that happened out of Learn You More, Love You More. So in this beautiful ebook, the first part of the ebook is all about self-talk, that critical self-talk. How do we get away from that? Throughout the book, there are love notes for you and other communications that are deposits of love for you. The end of the book is a series of love notes for mother, father, sister, brother, husband, lover, friends, cousin, aunts, uncles. And the communications are written, as I said, in the form of love notes so that you can integrate, so that you can become intermingled with each other through loving. Okay? And so I ask you to take those letters and rewrite them or send them or print them, but give them to those people. So how did I use this book this morning to remind me of what I teach? I used the self-talk part. This morning I woke up feeling very different. My first wake up was the way I usually wake up. I smile, like I am awakened to a smile across my face. That's usually how I wake up. And that happened. And then I was just about to get out of the bed. I was like, I don't want to get out of the bed. So I thought of all the beautiful possibilities that exist for the day. And I was committed to all of them. And then I turned over and snuggled. Honey was right there, so I snuggled more. And then I went to sleep. So when I woke up with all these thoughts of wanting to beat myself up. And I immediately, this is the second time it's happened recently, I went to get Learn You More, Love You More. And I went to the section of the ebook that is called Embrace the Day. It's right here. Embrace the Day. I went to Embrace the Day. And I read exactly what it tells me to do and what it tells me to say. I said it in the mirror. I did the action steps. And then while I was doing it, I could feel all the negative self-talk that was trying to become present diminish until it was gone. So as I said in the beginning of this, everything that I share with you, it's what I am doing, it's what I have done, it's what others are doing, what they have done to have a life that feels so good, to have a life that you kind of want to pinch yourself, to have a life where you're absolutely the person that you want to be, to have a life that is the fullness of you. Okay? You are going to have a life that is the fullness of you. I said it on Monday. I'm saying it again today. Download the ebook. Do as it directs. Today, decide your 2 things. One thing that you want to amend. One thing that brings you joy or happiness. Excavate it. Understand how you learn that behavior. Accept the behavior, both of them. Okay? And then release the thought of the behavior you want to amend. Focus on who you are choosing to be with this new amended behavior. And then celebrate you. Yes? Yes. Okay. I'm so happy that you're here today. I will see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your time with me. And really do it. Everything I say, really, I really do mean that. Everything I say. Whatever you choose, it's going to benefit you, and it's going to benefit you miraculously. Your life will be different, better, more. Really, it will. And you can have it if you want it. That's all for now. I want you to grab it. And what you're grabbing is self-love. Put it in your heart. Remind yourself you are valuable. You matter. What you do matters. How you think matters. And be the person that you want to be. Okay? Okay. Bye.